Welcome. Today we will be reading Lesson 299 from the workbook and from the text, Chapter 26, Section 3, the Borderland. And now for Lesson 299. Eternal holiness abides in me. My holiness is far beyond my own ability to understand or know. Yet God, my Father, who created it, acknowledges my holiness as His. Our will together understands it, and our will together knows that it is so. Father, my holiness is not of me. It is not mine to be destroyed by sin. It is not mine to suffer from attack. Illusions can obscure it, but cannot put out its radiance, nor dim its light. It stands forever perfect and untouched. In it are all things healed, for they remain as you created them. And I can know my holiness. For holiness itself created me, and I can know my source because it is your will that you be known. One is incapable of understanding the blessed nature of one's eternal self, for it can only be known by love itself and love's one creation. For one's sacred being was created everlasting by the eternal, and thus cannot be brought to an end, nor attacked or sacrificed in any way. It can be hidden and veiled, but never affected or dismantled. It cannot be subject to alien powers, nor can one undo what was created to remain changeless. In its loveliness are all things restored to health and well-being. For holiness itself created one holy, and sin cannot make a home in what was created eternally innocent and complete. And now for our text reading for today, from chapter 26, section 3, the Borderland. Complexity is not of God. How could it be when all He knows is one? He knows of one creation, one reality, one truth, and but one Son. Nothing conflicts with oneness. How then could there be complexity in him? What is there to decide? For it is conflict that makes choice possible. The truth is simple. It is one without an opposite. And how could strife enter in its simple presence and bring complexity where oneness is? The truth makes no decisions, for there is nothing to decide between. And only if there were, could choosing be a necessary step in the advance toward oneness. What is everything leaves room for nothing else. Yet is this magnitude beyond the scope of this curriculum. Nor is it necessary we dwell on anything that cannot be immediately grasped. There is a borderland of thought that stands between this world and heaven. It is not a place, and when you reach it, is apart from time. Here is the meeting place where thoughts are brought together, where conflicting values meet and all illusions are laid down beside the truth, where they are judged to be untrue. This borderland is just beyond the gate of heaven. Here is every thought made pure and wholly simple. Here is sin denied and everything that is received instead. This is the journey's end. We have referred to it as the real world. And yet there is a contradiction here, in that the words imply a limited reality, a partial truth, a segment of the universe made true. This is because knowledge makes no attack upon perception. They are brought together, and only one continues past the gate where oneness is. Salvation is a borderland where place and time and choice have meaning still. And yet it can be seen that they are temporary, out of place, and every choice has been already made. Nothing the Son of God believes can be destroyed. But what is truth to him must be brought to the last comparison that he will ever make, the last evaluation that will be possible, the final judgment upon this world. It is the judgment of the truth upon illusion, of knowledge on perception. It has no meaning and does not exist. This is not your decision. It is but a simple statement of a simple fact. But in this world there are no simple facts, because what is the same and what is different remain unclear. The one essential thing to make a choice at all is this distinction. And herein lies the difference between the worlds. In this one, choice is made impossible. In the real world is choosing simplified. Salvation stops just short of heaven. For only perception needs salvation. Heaven was never lost and so cannot be saved. Yet who can make a choice between the wish for heaven and the wish for hell, unless he recognizes they are not the same? This difference is the learning goal this course has set. It will not go beyond this aim. Its only purpose is to teach what is the same and what is different, leaving room to make the only choice that can be made. There is no basis for a choice in this complex and overcomplicated world. For no one understands what is the same and seems to choose where no choice really is. The real world is the area of choice made real, not in the outcome, but in the perception of alternatives for choice. That there is choice is an illusion. Yet within this one lies the undoing of every illusion. Not accepting this. Is not this like your special function, where the separation is undone by change of purpose in what once was specialness and now is union? All illusions are but one, and in this recognition this is so, lies the ability to give up all attempts to choose between them and to make them different. How simple is the choice between two things so clearly unalike. There is no conflict here. No sacrifice is possible in the relinquishment of an illusion recognized as such. Where all reality has been withdrawn from what was never true, can it be hard to give it up and choose what must be true? In this section, what is called the Borderland is the real world, the forgiven world, the happy dream. Here it is described as a state of mind where conflicting ideas are resolved by truth, where thinking is made simple and pure and removed of all sin. While the borderland appears in time and space, choice has lost its meaning, becoming impossible. For illusion is seen so clearly that it no longer remains a choice at all. When seen through clarity, a choice of heaven versus a choice of hell is no real choice. It has been the very goal of this course to have one arrive at this state of awareness. The course has been directing one to understand what is the same and what is different, leaving one with but one choice to be made, and thus with no real conflict remaining.